Hi guys, welcome back to the Dance of Evolving. I'm really excited about today's topic because as I've been listening to a lot of content this week, well, I've had some struggles this week because I'm dealing with a lot of things that I'm working through in life, and I'm making today's topic how to set yourself free on a daily basis. The dance of setting yourself free. And it's really about flipping the script. So make sure you stay until the end because that's where I really reveal the real power. And I have a lot of golden nuggets of knowledge and some that were major breakthroughs for me yesterday. So I'm just going to kind of flow through it all. I'm hoping that as I talk about it all, the message is very clear for you guys. Might want to take some notes. I think today is very, very powerful. So when I think about life in general, I'm noticing that our goal is to live our highest expression of ourselves. And guys, this doesn't end until we take our very last breath. I know I was speaking about my father in the last video, and he knew that he had purpose each day as long as he woke up. I mean, if he woke up, he knew there was the smallest purpose in that day. And so I feel like the fundamental key to success is what we believe is actually true for ourselves. And it's not necessarily what you want or not what you desire, it's what you actually believe about yourself. So I started to really think about, okay, well, what do I actually believe? And I started to realize this month in general that we do not have to be defined by the box that other people put us in or the box that we put ourselves in the past. We can break free from so many things as we become aware of them. And it's a gift to become aware of things. And the more that we don't run from things, we become aware of them. So then that gets to our why. The more that I'm able to work through and notice these templates and these boxes that I put myself in or I've let other people put me in, and what I believe about myself and how I want to become the highest expression of myself. And, you know, I'm speaking on my end, what I've been going through, but I feel that a lot of us are going through this. So then that leads me to my intention. As I've been waking up each day, I'm like, okay, I'm discovering all these new things. Literally, my mind is becoming transformed because I'm noticing that each day is like a spiritual journey. So as I'm becoming transformed, I'm thinking, well, my energy is being changed by my intention each day. So the energy of your intention is actually what determines your life. This is a huge part of setting yourself free and flipping the script. A lot of people, and I'm speaking for myself, a lot of times in my life, I didn't think about my intention. I would just think about like what I want to do. I would write a lot of my goals down, but I wouldn't really think about my why of why I actually wanted to attain these goals. And the energy that, I'm sorry, I just see a bird actually walking back there. So cute. The energy that comes back to you is your real why. That's the thing. And so I started asking myself, with my why, well, what is the truest and highest vision that I hold for myself? And then that started to really affect my why. And it doesn't matter where you are in life, there's always going to be a next level. And as you discover things about yourself, and the more that you break through a lot of these templates and disbeliefs about yourself, you have a next level that you want to go to. And it comes naturally. And there's always going to be a next level until your last breath. So it's almost like until you use your value as a human being, you're not done. And I thought about that and I was like, oh my goodness. And this is, I don't know why, this is a shrimp tail pillow, which I was using. Let me move that out of the way. But so knowing that until you use your value as a human being, you're not done. You start to listen to this inner voice, and it's way bigger than yourself. Your why is not selfish. Your why starts to look at a collective group of people around you, how you affect people. I mean, your neighbors, your friends, your family, and not in a way where you overgive yourself. And guys, this is part of setting yourself free. So you start to almost hear like life's whispers. It's such a cool thing. And I think Oprah Winfrey referred to it as life's whispers. And when she did, I was like, whoa, I had to write this down. She said, life whispers to you all the time. It's from the moment you open your eyes in the morning, from the moment you go to bed at night, you can quiet your mind and listen to life's whispers. And when you hear these whispers each day, it's one of the most integral part of the puzzle to see the bigger picture of your best life. And this is the start of your freedom. I mean, yesterday was a struggle for me, but like literally. So like you don't always have to be in a higher vibration. Yesterday was a struggle, but I needed that struggle to get this vision today. And I'm so thankful for it. Because if we ignore life's whispers, they can turn into larger problems. And I love how Oprah talked about this. She said that if you ignore these life's whispers, they become like one brick of a problem. But think about bricks. They go on top of each other, right? She said over time, we get a brick wall of problems that block us in life. I mean, we can get a lot of brick walls of problems, speaking from experience here. And learning to get the whispers and to obey, to naturally flow and obey to these whispers before they turn into bricks is the trick. And I think about growing up, and I started to think about resumes and, like how I've always like updated my resume. And your resume says a lot about like what you believe about yourself and what you think about your career and where you want to go in life. And then I started to, and actually pulled up my resume and I started to look at it. But then I started to think it was always about what I want to do next in my career or what I want to be. And it wasn't who I'm called to be or like what I'm listening to with life's whispers. And then I started to think, am I living out who I am called to be? And do external things have control of me? And if I'm answering the call? This was a really big reflection. So I encourage you to ask yourself that. Do external things have control of you? And if you're answering the call of life's whisper, when you quiet your mind, you have that inner knowing. When we're constantly trying to make it to the next level, and our why will affect how we're trying to make it to the next level. So when we think about like our values, if our values are, are on external things, well, I mean, our making it to the next level will be a whole different thing than if our values are in line with who we are at our core, So I feel that now that I'm truly understanding my values and what I'm called to do in life, and it will unfold for me way more as I continue to grow. But when we're constantly trying to make it to that next level, guys, we know even if we're on the right track, we are going to have failures. We're going to have mistakes. But I'm starting to notice that when things don't turn out as we expect, or when we have failures, there's really no such thing as failure. And this is also part of setting yourself free and flipping the script. Because failures, or things not going our way is really just life's way of redirecting us. And we deal with these feelings that come from what we think is a failure. And if we take the time to mourn, so I'm not saying like, okay, we just say, oh, there's no such thing as failure, I'm going to keep going. No. I mean, this week, like when things didn't go my way or the way I expected, I really have been paying attention to when am I trying to control things? Because if I'm trying to control things, wasted energy, I can't control them anyway. So I go into that whole surrender. But then it's okay to have emotions. It's okay to be sad. It is okay to be disappointed. Take some time and mourn, literally mourn what we feel we've lost. But then we get back up. And this is where we flip the script. This is where we reframe our thinking as lessons. And I know this sounds cliche, but guys, if we do this, we become, instead of powerless, powerful. So it's every experience in life is a lesson. I mean, it's a fact. You can choose to see it that way or not, but it is a fact. Especially mistakes, they teach us more of who we really are. And then it's our job to figure out day by day, what is the next right thing to do right now? And this, as we actually do this, this will build an internal moral GPS within us that tells us where we're supposed to go. And this is where we begin to know and believe that we can trust our own intuition. And I honestly, I couldn't trust my own intuition until this year, because I didn't really understand any of this. I had let so many external things get in the way. I wouldn't even notice that apartment buildings were being built around me. There was so much going on in my brain that I could not live present in the day. So I am so thankful for anything that helped me break free, even if it was hard. So when I think about it here, like, let's even think back of what I was saying about our resume. As I said earlier, our resume in life is not just about what we want to accomplish, which back in the day, that's all it was for me. We have to remember who we want to be, who we feel in our inner knowing, who we feel we are called to be, and our why. Remembering our why, guys, our intention, our North Star, our why is everything. Because what we are really creating is an unfolding story about our purpose. Because if we find ourselves stumbling into a hole, oh yeah, yesterday I was in a hole, okay? From a mistake or a mishap or something that it didn't go how we intended. That hole is to get ourselves back on track toward our purpose, actually. So let's start to think, what is our calling? What is our purpose? And each day we have a chance to get better, and to better our life. And not just our life. This is where I'm saying it is more than just us. When you start to look outside yourself, you start to break yourself free. Because when it's me, it's kind of misery. I mean, I'm going to be honest. So it's not just about you. It's like, okay. Each day we have a chance to better our life, the life of our neighbors, and everyone we come into contact with. And guys, this is where our story starts to get really good. Maya Angelou, she knew what she was talking about when she said, I think her statement was, when you learn, you teach. And as a teacher, I knew that. And I know that that's how it sticks the most. And that's so fulfilling. And when you get, you give. And when you have that self-love within you, you don't do it to a point that you abandon yourself. And it's you do this in such a unique way that it is fulfilling to your purpose. This is what gives your story purpose and meaning. This is how you set yourself free. And our main goal should be to fulfill the highest and most truthful expression of ourselves as human beings, as I said at the very beginning. The thing is like we want to max out our humanity and we want to use our energy each day, this like natural, like wow energy that we have as a unique individual to lift ourselves up, our family up, and those around us. And instead of waking up and thinking, well, what does this world need? Or what can I take from this world? And that's what, we've all done that, guys. But how about this mentality? What if we wake up and we set ourselves free by asking ourselves, what makes me come to life? What really makes me come alive? And then go do that. Because guys, the world really needs people who are truly alive. Like when you see someone and they are just in line with who they are alive. You literally feel their joy. You feel their zest in life. You feel so accepted around them. You just like leave their presence feeling energized. We need people like that. So, and even when you live a life like that, as stated earlier, it's inevitable that from time to time we're going to stumble And we're going to follow or question the path that we were on. Like yesterday, like I said, was a rough day for me. But if we can, even in times like that, think about like quiet our mind enough to hear and follow that still small voice, even in the hard times, life's whispering, and the GPS within ourselves, then we can find out what makes us come alive. And that can even evolve as we grow. And then we'll be more than okay, no matter what. We will have this joy unspeakable that spreads to others on a daily basis, even in the hard times. We're going to naturally be able to serve. We will actually be in line with our authenticity, which will make us feel fulfilled. We will be happy, successful. We will make a difference in the world no matter what. I've been questioning my why each morning. And if I find that I am doing something out of fear, guilt, insecurity, or any past patterns, that gets me off track. And so I stop myself and I go back and I stay true to my inner knowing and my life's whispering. And this is where if I catch myself off in anything, or if I'm feeling, and even if I'm feeling down, like I said, yesterday was hard. Well, yesterday was an awesome opportunity for me to flip the script. And let me explain to you what that means. So if you stayed with me this long, thank you, because this is the powerful nugget that I was talking about. To truly set yourself free, perspective is what flips your energy. And I'm not just talking about the basic like mindset, this is more than surface level, guys. Okay. If you can master this perspective thing, you can stay in a higher vibration, even as you work through tough emotions and events, knowing you will come out of them and work through them. Like circumstances will always exist, but how we are choosing to frame our energy and take the circumstances and use them to propel us forward into the higher vibration gives us a purpose in those hard times. I've been trying to create a bigger reality around circumstances, like a bigger picture reality around circumstances. And what is awesome is when you do that, all external forces lose their power. This is where you flip the script and you can set yourself free. Because if external forces or other people or other things in life or your past patterns, if they lose all power over you, my friend, you set yourself free. And might it be a dance that you have to continually, monitor? Yeah, but you figured it out. So the circumstances then are just used as a tool to strengthen your vibrational energy and around us and to move you further along on the path. And guys, your vibrational energy just doesn't affect you. It affects everyone around you. It affects your ministry. Take back your power by flipping the script. And if you catch yourself thinking, well, I can't do anything, well, then you're right. It's true, you can't. But if you stop and think, well, maybe it's time for me to learn this and stop this pattern because I'm kind of tired of repeating it in different ways. Remember, life is a school of lessons. You will continue patterns to learn the same lesson until you learn that lesson. And it can get quite exhausting. I've been kind of maybe repeating the same patterns decades until I learn one lesson. So I'm really thankful that I'm learning the lesson. So instead of saying that everything happens to us, this is where it happens for us, and gain that power. Use it to strengthen who we are at our core. And I can think, okay, wait a minute, there's a valuable lesson. I can just dig deeper and I can grow from this. We stop becoming the victim. We stop looking at other people and blaming. And if we're putting ourselves in a situation, it's not they're doing this to us. It's that I can remove myself from this. Literally perspective. Also, I think about hard times and not becoming the victim, but we are refined with pressure and circumstances through pain. People are strengthened and more powerful through pain. And when pain is reframed, the script is flipped. Flip the script and see what happens. I challenge you. What do you have to lose? Because we already know the result if we stay as a victim. Victims don't win, guys. Fact. If you're like, oh, I'm so beaten down, flip the script and be like, okay, well, wait a minute. What do I have to work with here? What is my next step? Just try it for a week, or try it for a day. Radically accept the moment, thinking, what can I take from this? You can take every circumstance in your life, even the past ones that you still view as negative, flip the script, because that will aid in your healing. It is the perspective of powerless to powerful. And I've been asking myself in anything that I'm dealing with, if I start to feel negative, like negative feelings that I need to work through or trying to control things. Well, what's the golden nugget here in this situation? Where does this power lie? Is this where my power lies? That is where internal peace comes. When you continually do this, deep in the knowing that no matter what goes on, it's all going to work out for my benefit when I stay in alignment. And another thing that I just realized, and I mean, I've realized it, but like it really came to me yesterday, is that we do not need to compete against anyone in life. I mean, because we are our own energy field, like completely. And this perspective keeps our energy at its highest. Like we could be doing the exact same thing somebody else is doing, but we have our own unique energy and we're going to be doing it in the purpose that we should be doing what we're doing. And if we choose the abundance mindset instead of the scarcity, while stepping into the flow and grace and love that God gives you, every day is a day of growth. I started to think about spiritual life because, growing up in the church, sometimes I would do things or I would walk a certain path out of fear or guilt. And I would even view myself in a negative way. And I wouldn't view myself in forgiveness and compassion. And I would judge other people. It was not right the way and it's all on me. I didn't have the right perspective. But in such a unique and cool way, authentic way, the spiritual life can be every day. If we quiet the mind, flip the script, and look at our source for inner strength and peace. Our real job is to become aware in our source called the spirit that resides in us, above us, around us, through all of us, to then affect others if we allow. It starts to make sense. I might get emotional talking about this, but I love to dance, love to dance. And when I think about growing up, I used to go out dancing and it used to be kind of like partying, but it's not now. When I go out, I think somebody asked me you're dancing hard. How do you do it? And I was like, I have the joy of the Lord, because I meant it. I was so happy that I was in life, and I felt like it was a spiritual thing to me. And I don't know, I've never felt that before until recently. And so once we are aware of this, we become part of the business of fulfilling this purpose of just spreading this type of joy and living, being alive, truly alive, and not on this hamster wheel of life, but being truly alive. And this is why it's important to know that there's no one else like you and what you've come here to do. And to know that we are spiritual beings, in a body, in a human body. So to have a real experience here on this earth. And what you have to offer is like no other. Like I said, even if you're doing the same thing as someone else, there's no doing in the world without being first. And if you're being your true authentic self, you have a uniqueness in that moment that's whoever needs to see that at that time is going to take that in and be impacted. You being present with yourself, the energy of your intention each day. Remember your why, listening to life's whisper, staying in line to fulfill the highest expression of yourself. And this will not end, like I said, until we take our very last breath. when you have impacted those who you've been called to impact, all of that, well, then that's our time to exit this earth. But until then, you still have your purpose. And if you're not your authentic self and you are not in line and you are letting all these external forces or other people, and it's not their fault if you let it happen, take the power back, guys. I'm just learning this. Every experience in life is a lesson, especially mistakes. Remember, they teach us more of who we are. They are tools to get us back on track, to fulfill our purpose, to impact others. So I encourage you guys to grow and to give, to use your life as a ministry, to serve in a victorious way, to where you know that you are following life's whisper, that you are feeling fulfilled in a way that not only impacts you, but everyone around you. So I dare you to set yourself free and listen to life's whisper, and day by day, take that next step, get through the hard things, because it is worth it. Because, my friend, we only have one life here, and it can be a real special one and fun. I mean, joy is a cool thing. And well, I look forward to joyful moments, many more joyful moments. So I hope that you gain something from this. If you have not yet subscribed to the Dance of Evolving, I really look forward to continuing to grow alongside you. I learn from all of you. So I'm in no way a leader. I'm just sharing what I learn here. If you have any comments, suggestions, any feedback, feel free to leave comments. I will respond to all of them. And don't forget to like, and then sign up for the notifications as well, because I will be putting content out every Tuesday and Thursday. I want to get way more consistent with this, especially with the times. So starting next week, I will start actually uploading and releasing at a specific time. I love you all. I look forward to just continuing in life's journey with you. And let's continue to grow and give, my friends, and just live a life of freedom. All right.